is stressful for many people and also pets who don't understand why their favorite spots are changing. Here with tips to make it easier for your dog or cat from Lake Union Veterinary Clinic, Dr. Cary Waterhouse. How are
Howdy.
you?
Doing well.
Just talking about Shiloh's not here.
Shiloh's on
Shiloh always
vacation,
comes.
so she.
I know, that's how I felt too, but I don't mean to make
Do you
you
want me to
feel
leave?
unwelcome. So people, move, and dogs and cats don't understand what it is that's going on. As soon as they see the luggage and the boxes, they're, flipped out. What can we do, like leading up to the move, to help them out?
And that's the important part, is easing the transition and not making it a sudden change. So anything you can do really to make it look like you're moving well in advance of the move. Get the boxes out, start doing some things. If your routine's going to be adjusted, start going through some of those adjustments, like if there's going to be a change in the sleeping schedule, if there's going to be certain rooms that are going to get packed up first, if there's going to be movers and people coming through the home. It's really important to just start those inconsistencies as early as you can. Bring out some boxes, bring out the luggage.
Really?
I know when.
And let them get used to it.
And let them get used to it, so it's not like a surprise.
Right.
Because I know when I bring out the suitcases and stuff at home, if we're just going on a little trip, all of a sudden everybody's on, are we going to that place? They're actually kind of happy because they get to go to daycare and play and do stuff that they wouldn't normally
doesn't
get
make
to
that
do.
connection until she's on her way to vacation, and then she likes it. Now, during the move, you may be packing up, there may be other people coming in, you're selling stuff, people are in and out of the house. What can you do for your pet then?
First and foremost, make sure they're safe. There's going to be a lot of door openings and closings, and even if you tell somebody, shut the door behind you, the door's going to get propped open. The dog or the cat is going to bolt out. So if you can, with a dog, maybe take them to daycare, or even board them at a place they've boarded at before for a few days. During that high traffic time, put the cat in a carrier. I can't tell you how many phone calls. It's not as bad downtown because it's condos and they just get into the hallway, but the suburban cat that's maybe indoor most of the time, propped open door, runs out, gets scared, and now you're moving and on a timeline, and you have to find your cat.
And sometimes you never see them again after
well,
they get outside, and that's pretty awful.
Right, if they're not used to that, if they don't know what, and they're already scared, it's a really tough situation. So secure them. If you can start going over to the place that you're moving to ahead of time, bring them with you and let them get accustomed to the smells. Maybe bring their bed though, don't wash it right away so that it still smells like something familiar and they've got that anchor point. Just ease them into it if you can.
That sounds like a good thing. Or maybe have them discover a new toy they like over at the new place.
Right.
You can make some good associations.
You can start, I've talked to somebody who hid food all around their new place and let the dog explore
That
it.
would work for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it.
It was kibble, non-perishable stuff, but anyway, they
cool.
ran around and they found it, and so it's distracting them from the new situation as much as you can.
And what about after the move? You're in the new place, you're unpacking, there's still stuff going on. How can you help them?
Set up a place where they're safe, where their stuff is. Close the door, put up a baby gate, do something to kind of keep them in an area where they're not going to get out. Because now if they get outside, even if they were an outdoor cat or they were a dog that was used to the neighborhood, they don't know where they're at. And if it's a change in situation where you're going from a suburban, quiet neighborhood into the city, there's all sorts of new noises. Don't expect them to want to go for a leash walk and run around exploring downtown like you did. Take baby steps, do small things. And again, just distract them from the whole strangeness of everything by trying to bring in some consistency.
So I know in the past sometimes people would just board their dog or cat until they were moved, and then boom, the dog or cat comes to the new place. It sounds like that's not really your recommendation.
There's pros and cons to each side of that. If you're going someplace where you can sort of slowly introduce them and you can keep them in that confinement for safety, then by all means let them explore that. But maybe the day or two that you're doing the big push move that weekend, it's one less thing for everybody to have to sort of work with, and then get all your things situated, get their room set up, bring them in, and maybe even, and then don't go to work the next day and leave them at home because it's not home anymore. And
stick around.
it's tough.
It hurts my heart to think about that. How can you tell in terms of their behavior when a dog or cat is overstressed?
You know, they're gonna start doing things that they're not typical. That's not typical for their behavior. So they're going to maybe a lot of people report they become more clingy. So they stay by their side. There's anxiety. There's whining. There's crying, vocalizing, not eating, not sleeping.
Well, that's my husband.
restless.
What about the dog?
Well, then it's just a glass of wine.
Okay, some more mead.
So you know, it's just a matter of watching their behavior, making sure that they're not just completely sort of on edge, making sure they're getting some relaxation. You know, take some time out. It's hard to move, and it's really, we get wrapped up in we've got to get this place, and you're living in boxes.
Yeah.
Before I forget, make sure you know where their medications are. Put their medications in a box that you are going to be able to find right away, or in a bag and throw it in your duffel or your gym bag or whatever, because a lot of times people move and then, oh, which box is that in? Or the box gets lost.
Do you recommend anti-anxiety meds if things are bad enough?
I think if we've got a real severe case, we're talking self-destruction, we're talking destruction of the property, we're talking if you put them in a crate that they're otherwise accustomed to. You know, I'm not saying take a dog or a cat that's unaccustomed to that and just surprise. If they're going to hurt themselves or your property or you, then I think there's a lot of pharmacologic things we can take that are relatively acute, meaning we can use them right away.
Yeah. And they're gentle enough that it's not a huge deal.
Using, you know, with a little bit of planning and forethought, and you know, we've got a lot of sort of more natural herbal type remedies and things that work a lot better, but they're not immediate. They're not the overnight fix, and so they help out.
Thank you so much.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Say hi to Shiloh.
Will do.
When you see her. We've posted additional resources online on this topic, and then up next, a new university dedicated to computer science and technology is now open in Western Washington. More on Washington Technology University after this quick break.